Shipwrecked, Chapter 4, Making Camp. The panther prowls towards you, growling menacingly. Its movements are completely silent, yellow eyes never leaving you. Oh no. You begin to take a step back, but Anne squeezes your shoulder tighter, stilling you. Her voice is a whisper at your ear. If we run, it'll chase us and we'll be done for. She carefully unsheathes the diving knife at her thigh and takes a cautious step forward, placing herself between you and the panther. What are you doing? At your raised voice, the panther roars and takes a swipe in your direction. You need me to spell it out for you? I'm going to kill it before it kills us. You can't kill it. You could get hurt. Appreciate the concern, but our options are pretty slim. Your small knife against its claws, you lose every time. The panther releases a low rumble as it glares at you with its yellow eyes. You have a better idea? Well, we need to scare it away. If we stand our ground and look big, we can convince it that we're predators. The panther drops its head, ready to pounce. Whatever we're doing, we need to hurry. Quick, get on my shoulders. We'll tower over it. Pure intimidation. Without making any sudden movements, you crouch so that Anne can climb onto you, resting her thighs on your shoulders. Your hands grab her legs to steady her, and the warmth of them both disarming and comforting. Think we're big and scary enough? I hope so. The panther pauses, momentarily taken aback by your bigger form. It transformed! And then its face twists in anger, bares its teeth at you. It shifts in its haunches repeatedly like it's about to strike. Damn it, it's not working. Quickly. I'll stomp my feet. Scream as loud as you can. Arrgh! The panther shirks back and in the branches as you and Anne shout and flees into the safety of the greenery. Once you're sure the panther is gone, you help her from atop your shoulders and then wrap her into a tight embrace. We did it. We actually survived. She pauses for a moment before returning the hug. She pats her back awkwardly as you release her. Told you we didn't have to kill it. Is that really the time for I told you so? It's always the time when I'm right. You'll look at where the panther was, and then back to her knife. You really would have risked your life fighting the thing? Yes, it's my job to keep you safe. She twirls her knife in her hand, which includes teaching you how to use this. Oh no. You really think that's necessary? We don't know what else lurks in the jungle, and I can't guarantee I'll always be around to save you. You meet her eyes, a mix of concern brewing within their depths. Let me show you a few things, teach you how to hold your ground. Diamond choice. Learn to fight with Anne. You raise a good point. I should be better prepared in case we get into danger like that again. Then let's find somewhere we'll have more room. You follow her through the thicket of trees until you come upon a small clearing. This'll do. Have you ever used a knife before? Does a butter knife count? Ugh. Only if you're fighting toast. And some people lose at that. She looks around you and then leans to pick up a stick that's about the same size as her diving knife. Here, let's use this for practice for now. You can poke someone's eye out with that. It's like you don't trust me. Damn right, I don't want any accident flesh wounds today. You take the stick from her and slash the air with it a few times. Careful, there, it's not a sword. Yeah, you're right, it's a twig. Let's start practicing with your twig. I can teach you the proper stance or a good defensive move, your choice. The right stance. I gotta master the basics, right? She takes a step back with one foot angling her body and positioning her leg shoulder width apart. You can't help but notice the tone of her muscles in the sunlight. You want to slightly bend your knees for ease of motion, and turn your body to make your opponent's target as small as possible. You try and mimic her stance, holding out your twig. Viola, stance mastered. Huh, not quite. She moves behind you, pressing close against your body as she grips your hips to rotate your body. Then puts one leg between yours and forces your back foot further to the side. Your heart skips a beat when her thigh tenses against you. Now? Almost. Her voice is a low growl in your ear. She slides one hand up your side and down the length of your arm, then adjusts your hold on the twig. Visualize your target, hold your ground, then strike. At her urging, you lunge at your invisible target ahead, her body moving in perfect sync with yours, her breath warmth on the back of your neck. It's easier with you here. That way you have 2 twigs. You turn your head slightly to look at her sidelong, her face mere inches from yours. Her eyes flicker to your lips for a tense moment, but she suddenly clears her throat and steps away from you. Practice makes perfect. She sheathes her knife, then picks up a stick for herself. She cocks an eyebrow in challenge. Let's see what you've got. More than you bargained for, I'd bet. You and her start to circle each other, studying each other carefully. A lot of talk, but not much action. Your eyes narrow. You lunge towards her, trying to poke her right arm with your stick. But she easily sidesteps you and swipes out her leg to try and trip you. Trip her with the stick. Shove her backwards. Trip her with the stick. You hit her leg with your stick, knocking her off balance, but she snakes an arm around your waist, carrying you to the ground with her. Whoa. You lie flat on your back while she hovers over you, pinning you to the ground with a hand locked around each of your wrists. Nice try. You can feel the pounding of her heart as she presses down against you, the muscles in her arms straining on either side of you. All part of my master plan. A smile twitches on her lips, but she quickly suppresses it and stands before helping you to your feet. If you're gonna trip someone, dodge their grab. Good to know. You get back in your stance, feeling a little more confident. She swipes at your middle, forcing you to jump back. Missed me. You lash out with your own stick, trying to catch her off guard, but she grabs your outstretched hand with her free hand and pulls you towards her. Got ya. She locks your body against hers, wedging your weapon between the two of you and rendering it useless. What's your next move, Doc? Who didn't see this one? You suddenly close the distance between your lips, capturing her in a fiery kiss. She kisses you back, images of the waterfall swim in your mind as she cups the back of your neck with her free hand, pulling you in closer. The sparring forgotten, her body relaxes. You take the opportunity to slip your hand free and poke the tip of the stick against her chest. And now you're dead. She looks down at the stick and then back at you with a wolfish smile. You don't fight fair. I think we've earned a break now. The two of you walk back to the waterfall and sit on its bank, dipping your feet into the cool water. You fill one of the beakers with take a long, deep drink. That move with the panther back there was risky. How'd you know it would work? And to be fair, it was no riskier than hand-to-hand combat with an apex predator. But to answer your question, I've spent about 10 years studying animals, plants, and their natural ecosystems. It comes with the territory. So why'd you agree to the training? As much as I wish I could, I don't think I can science my way out of every problem. Plus, I wanted to see you in action. I had a feeling you could handle yourself. And what made you think that? Well, you've already saved me a few times. You look at her sheepishly, remembering the feelings of her arms around you as she rescued you from drowning. Anyone willing to save a stranger is probably used to protecting people. I trusted that you knew what you were doing. She turns to look at you. After a moment, she reaches out to brush a stray leaf out of your hair. I haven't really had anyone I wanted to protect in a while. Her fingers linger against your cheek as she holds your gaze. And just as you're sure she's about to do more, she drops her hand and busies herself with the water. Anyway, hope you don't need them. But at least you're ready if you do. As the tension in the moment dissipates, you stand up and brush yourself off. We should probably take some water back to the beach. You retrieve the beakers from the bag, and then focus on filling them with fresh water. You sure you don't want to argue that we need to do something else first? I already won that battle a few hours ago. Or did you forget why we stayed around the waterfall? As if I'd forgotten the reason. Her darkened gaze sends you back to the kiss on the top of the waterfall. Jumping off the waterfall comes to mind. Her eyes dip to your lips, your breath catches in your throat. But I wouldn't say you won earlier. What would you call it then? Actually agreeing for once. You roll your eyes, then return your attention to the beakers. She changes back into her clothes and helps you collect as much water as you can hold. This should be enough for now. We need to return to the beach before it gets dark. After trekking through the jungle, you and Anne return to the beach with your collection of fresh water. We've got water, but we still need food, fire, and shelter. Yeah, you're the survival expert here. What's our priority? Food's tempting, but it's getting dark, and we need fire for when the sun goes down. Roger that. I'll go fetch us some wood. She makes herself busy at the beach. You head to the jungle's edge, picking up all the dry brush and sticks you can hold. These rocks might help for a pit, too. As you move through some palms to reach the rocks, the glint of metal in the sunlight catches your eye. A knife! How did this get here? You're just about to take a step closer when you hear a branch snap behind you. You whirl towards the noise, but the source is hidden in the brush. Hope it's not another panther. I should scare the animal away. Go away, shoo! I don't want to hurt you. Hold your breath, listening carefully for any sign of movement. Then suddenly a rabbit darts out of the underbrush and hops past you. Oh, look, you little boy. Yee. Phew, just a bunny. You turn your back to investigate the blade you saw earlier, but it's not there. I could have sworn it was right here. Maybe I just imagined it? After a closer inspection of the area turns up nothing, you shrug and carry the wood and rocks back to Anne at the beach. You took your sweet time. I thought I saw a knife or something, but I must have been wrong. I wouldn't be surprised. It could have been from the people who used to come here years ago. Maybe. As your mind is distracted, she organizes your findings around the fire pit she's already dug into the sand. You stand back and admire her handiwork. Now that we got everything for the fire pit except the actual fire. With the sun so low, our best bet is a friction fire. Unless you got flint. Yeah, let me pull some of that out of my backpack. You're the science guy. It was worth an ask. She wraps a frayed piece of rope around a stick, then sandwiches it between two carved-out pieces of wood. We'll take turns pulling on the ends of the rope as fast as we can to get the flame started. You realize I know how friction creates heat and turns into fire, and it's basic physics. Then it should be quick. We just need to work together. You pull your end of the rope. She tugs on hers. It shifts back and forth between you, spinning the stick in place. We need more speed. You watch her carefully. When she pulls, you give slack. When she gives you slack, you pull. The wood starts to smoke. Almost there. You work completely in sync for a few more minutes until you get an ember. Hey, it's working. Quick, we need to blow on it. That's what she said. You and her both lean down to blow on the faint spark. Your foreheads nearly touch as the kindling ignites. Fire! We did it. You look over at her, a hint of a smile playing across her lips. We made a pretty good team, huh? Wow, an actual compliment from Captain Anne. No sarcasm detected. Keep it up, and there will be. She stokes the fire in a small inferno, then looks over at the beakers of water. We're gonna need to put more containers, or need more to put food and things in. We got plenty of large boxes, but not much in the way of smaller things. With deft hands, she takes some of the fallen palm fronds and folds and twists them into a bowl, complete with a few rose-like flowers. Looks like a hat, not a bowl, but I digress. Wow, never took you for someone who could weave so intricately. I'm a woman of many talents. Do you think one will be enough? Doesn't matter. I don't have time to make more. I need to rig up a hammock before the dark. Otherwise, we're sleeping on the ground. Oh, I feel bad that you're doing all this work. I could spare the time to teach you how to weave bowls. Then I can focus on the hammock while you make more. Hell, make over this entire camp if you want to. We're going to be here a while. Might as well make it comfortable. You look around the beach and imagine what you could do with your limited supplies. Some flags, that's it. I guess. Help her with the camp to spend some special time together. Diamond choice. Spend some time with them. I'm a fast learner. And so humble, too. She picks up one of the palm fronds and expertly separates it into 2 halves along the center stalk. She hands you one. So first, you want to lay it out and flat in front of you like this. You lay your side of the frond down on the sand like she showed you, the tips of the leaves facing away from you. How good are you at braiding? I could use a refresher. She sits behind you, places a palm frond in your lap. She isolates 3 leaves and points them towards you. It's pretty easy. Take 3 strands, work the outside one to the middle. You'll alternate which side you pull from. Her arms surround you. She demonstrates her chest pressed against your back, and then she undoes her work to let you try. This isn't as difficult as I thought. But just as you say that, one leaf slips out of your hand, undoing some of your work. Never mind. Relax. It takes time to perfect. She helps you guide your hands, twining the leaves with her assistance until you're able to do it by yourself. Okay, what's next? For the bowls, you're basically making a giant wraparound braid. Then take the end of the leaf and use it with the next 2 leaves to start another braid. You'll do that until you reach the end of the tie and tie them off. I can do that. You know where to find me if you have problems. You get to work on the bowls as she starts working on the hammock. You have to stop and start again a few times, but eventually you have the makings of a bowl. Damn, you sure you haven't done this before? It's nothing compared to hammock. I mean, look at it. I'm not done yet. Make sure to tie those knots tied on the bowls, otherwise they'll never hold. Like this. She takes the bowl from you and examines it closer. Great. Now make about 10 more. Such a taskmaster. You start another bowl while she returns to the hammock, weaving bits of tattered sail into the palm fronds. When your hand starts to ache, you stretch and gather up the scraps of fabric she's discarded. You tie some of the round pieces of around driftwood and place them in the sand around the beach. What are you doing over there? You said to give the camp a makeover, so that's what I'm doing. Besides, if anyone happens to sail by, they're more likely to notice our camp. You continue your work using a rock to hammer the rest of your makeshift flags into the ground. And we've upgraded our beads. It's starting to come together. Still needs a name. Are you serious? Let's call it... And credit! Seriously. Sure, why not Shipwrecked it is? I declare this camp shipwrecked. Open. As she finishes up the hammock, you gather whatever supplies you can to make Shipwrecked homey. Now we just need some margaritas, some shish kebabs, and we're good to go. You eye some of your extra supplies and palm fronds. Maybe I can weave Anne something from this. Prove how good I am at braiding. She'll probably like a bracelet. You cut a small piece of palm frond on a rock, weave into an intricate bracelet. You head over to her as she ties off the excess rope securing the hammock. Hey, I have something for you. Close your eyes and hold out your hand. Nice try. I guess you don't want your gift then? Her eyes narrow before she finally relents. She closes her eyes, holds out one of her hands. You slip the bracelet on her, and your fingers lingering over the exposed skin of her wrist. When she opens her eyes, after you've placed it on her, looking down at it in surprise. You made this for me. You lost most of your stuff in the storm, so I thought you'd like something new. She twirls the bracelet around her wrist, a small smile on her lips. It's great, unexpected, and thank you. You return her smile, suddenly feeling a little shy. The two of you look around at the newly completed camp. I guess for now it's home sweet home. I think you mean home sweet shipwrecked. You know, I think we did a pretty good job. As night falls, you both collapse around your new fire pit and relax a little. I'm completely spent. Means you worked hard today. You both stare into the crackling fire for a few moments. As long as I don't think much about it, this feels like it's camping. Though I haven't been in years. Where was your favorite place to camp? I always enjoyed camping up in the mountains. Cool, crisp air. A bit different than the hot, humid air of these mountains. Pretty much the opposite. Up in the mountains, you can camp for a week and not see another person. I'm sorry to ruin that for you. Don't be. You haven't. Your cheeks warm, a nod from the fire. As she holds your gaze, you quickly look away and poke the fire with some driftwood. What about you? You must have some camping stories. My family didn't have much, so we did a lot of beach camping instead of big vacations. My parents had this knack for making ordinary things feel special, no matter how many things we'd been, or how many times we'd been to the beach. Oh, that's sweet. What kind of things? We'd make a fire like this. Grilled pineapples, papayas, bananas, whatever fruit we could find. Ah, sounds like a perfect summer night to me. It's not complete without a little music. She retrieves her rescued ukulele from her bag. Oh, I finally get that concert. You did promise to serenade me. And I keep my promises. She starts to strum out a melody on the ukulele. You close your eyes and enjoy the soft music, mixing with the steady crash of the waves. You're pretty good at this. I'm alright. Nothing to brag about. Anne starts to sing with a certain gentleness in her voice you've never heard before. Out on the ocean waves across the big blue sea, I found my love waiting for me. She begins to switch between English and another language you're unfamiliar with. You realize her eyes have never left you as she sings. The fire plays off her face, its crackling harmonizing with her voice, while her calloused fingers pluck each chord. And I've never heard something so beautiful before. Your eyelids start to droop from exhaustion as her song comes to a close, and she puts the ukulele away and lets out a big yawn. We should get some rest. Tomorrow we'll need to scavenge for food. Go ahead and take the hammock. I was only able to make the one before losing the light. Where are you gonna sleep then? I can rough it in the sand. Wouldn't be the first time. If you're sure, I guess then good night. Oh, my ass, gentlemen, sir, my ass. Listen, boy, you tell that woman she can share the hammock with you. You climb into the hammock and then look back at her laying next to the fire. Using her pack as a pillow, she shifts in place trying to get comfortable. Maybe I should invite her to share the hammock with me. Oh, no, really? We could both fit. If we don't mind sleeping a bit snuggled up, we already did. Invite her to sleep in the hammock with you. No shit. And you don't look comfortable. Come join me in the hammock. I'm fine. This bag's alright as a pillow. Stop being a tough girl for once, I insist. Besides, you should reap the rewards of what you made. You spent most of the afternoon weaving sail pieces with palm fronds to make this. You should enjoy it. Does this mean I can sleep in it alone? It means I'm willing to share. There's enough room for two of us. She thinks for a moment before gently smirking at you. Alright then, twist my arm about it. You hold the sides open so that Anne can climb in after you. Both of you lay on your backs with your arms awkwardly squished up against each other. If you shift your hand like that, watch my throat. Oh, okay. This doesn't sound right if you were walking up on it. You try to get comfortable for a few minutes, but wind up just as squished as before. Okay, so maybe there's not as much room as I thought. If we want to make this work, we're gonna have to lay on our sides. That is, if you don't mind getting closer. Her lips kink to one side, and all you can think about is her skin pressed against yours. We should definitely do that. But I want to be... big spoon, little spoon. Little spoon, I think, is... Listen, Listen, cuddling is just cuddling. There's no words for it, okay? I guess I'll get to be Big Spoon, holding her. I'm always the Big Spoon. I will smack you. Yeah, you're always the Big Spoon when you're sharing a hammock on a deserted island with a woman you just met. Smooth. Signs point to yes. She chuckles as you both turn over on your sides. Her back pressed against your chest, you sling an arm over her waist as the other snakes behind her head like a pillow. You're silent for a while, unsure of what to say. You can hear her breathing start to slow. Sleep well. Her arm covers your own, drawing you closer against her. You melt into the embrace, resting your cheek against her shoulder. You too. Her arms are like a comfort around you. The steadying rhythm of her breathing combined with the crashing of the waves against your shore relaxes you. The focus on the gentle sway of the hammock and fall into a deep, peaceful sleep. The next morning, sunlight streams down onto the beach, eyes still shut against the bright light. You roll over. But you stop when you realize Anne's back remains tightly pressed against your body. She drowsily stirs away. Good morning. Morning. Her gaze watches you for a lingering moment. How does that work exactly? Her back is pressed to you. Then she sleepily rolls over and kisses you deeply. Oh, okay. Oh. She parts your lips with her tongue. A shiver runs down your spine. John. She carefully shifts in the hammock so she's on top of you. You grab her shirt and drag her down, capturing her lips with yours. Your hand snakes down her back until you feel her firm ass in your grasp. She moans, her breath hot against your skin. Listen, and then you wake up and realize this is a dream and it's just awkward as all hell. Remove her shirt. She is on top of you after all. You tug at her hemline, pulling it up to reveal her toned abs. I could do without this. Immediately, she rips it off, tossing it on the sand. She surges forward, kissing her way up your body. Her lips around your ear, her voice a low, throaty growl. Better? I'll let you be the judge. Her hands run down her chest, cupping her breast, a stray finger dips beneath her bra, circling her pert. Yes. Her lips crash down in yours again, your bodies tangle together, building to a new crescendo. Your kisses come faster, more desperate. You writhe against the rocking hammock, begging for her to be closer. I need... She fingers the waistband of your underwear, about to respond, when the hammock tilts, casting you and her onto the ground. Maybe that's a sign. Yeah, we should get a move on for the day. We're burning daylight. That is not... Nope. Most people just continue the mood. They laugh, you know, just... Okay, but alright. You make yourselves busy and watch the crashing waves as she puts her shirt back on. So what's on today's agenda? How hungry are you? Your stomach betrays you, growling loudly at the thought of food. I could eat. That's what I thought. She tosses your bag at you. It lands in the sand with a thud. Grab your stuff, follow me. We won't survive without food. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Consider hitting that join button, becoming a part of this community, and, you know, it would be greatly appreciated for the support. It's what keeps the, you know, choices flowing. what keeps the gameplay flowing. It's what keeps my lights on and my kitty cats fed. How about that? And also my medical expenses. It helps a little with that too. But I digress. Thanks again for watching. Much love and appreciation. I hope you all did enjoy. Let me know in the comment section below. And without further ado, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.